Chuka, Prince Andrew
is a disgrace.
Right.
Wow.
Well said.
Well, expand on that.
I just think he's a complete disgrace. I cannot believe the interview that happened. I do not understand why public figures, particularly politicians, have been pulling their punches on this. Look, the monarchy continues to exist with consent, and he has done more to undermine support, democratic consent, if you could call it that, in the monarchy than any member of that family I think I have seen in my lifetime. He has let down the institution. I think the lack of self-awareness is breathtaking. He should go to the US, give evidence where needed, and do the right thing, because he's done too many of the wrong things so far. And I think unless you call these things out, all of the different institutions on which we depend are undermined. And I have to say, I've been quite surprised how hesitant people have been, because you're talking about somebody who has spent time with a convicted paedophile. And decided to go and do that after this person served time.
And spent 4 days partying with the convicted paedophile,
I'm sorry,
whilst claiming that he was there to say goodbye to him.
There is no kind of middle way here.
Yeah.
He hasn't done the right thing, and he needs to do the right thing.
And
if he was a politician...
He'd be gone.
He'd be gone.
I say this, by the way, acknowledging that I don't think people want an elected head of state. They don't want another politician in that role.
No,
so in a way, I'm
role.
kind of like in this weird position where I don't agree with the hereditary principle, but actually I would defend the institution. But doing what he has done undermines it. And, you know, if he was a politician, he would have been forced to resign ages
Well,
ago.
if he was the CEO of a company.
I mean,
so here's the question. I mean, on the basis that he is highly unlikely to get on a plane and go to America and face the music with the FBI, because presumably that opens a can of worms he doesn't want to open, and he stays here. We're already seeing a number of sponsors of his charities dropping.
Well,
big sponsors, right? What should happen to his position in public life?
I think he should withdraw from public life, frankly, because I think it is so serious what he has done. It has been such a misjudgment. And, you know, I say this as a kind of like default monarchist. And like I said, I don't agree with the hereditary principle, but I don't think the public wants to have a different way of having a head of state right now. But I think he's doing immeasurable harm to the royal family. And, you know, I happen to have a lot of respect for the Queen. I think she's done an incredible job for our country. And everything he is doing at the moment is undermining that institution. And you know, look, we've got so much instability in our country. Our politics is a complete mess. And people do look to the institution of the monarchy to provide some stability and an anchor. And, you know, whether you are Republican or not, you can't deny that. And he is undermining it. And this is bigger. It's bigger than him, the individual.
I totally agree. Chuka, we end on a moment of complete unilateral agreement.
That's the most powerful statement I've heard so far from a politician.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why people are pulling their punches on it.
I think the major party have got some tacit agreement where they've said, let's not get involved in this. So Chuka is breaking ranks here.
Well, no, they're always very cautious on it. But
look,
I think you speak for many people there. It doesn't make me a Lib Dem. I think, I think you've said what many people think.
It is hard to overstate the gravity of these allegations involving this guy Epstein. He was a serial predatory paedophile.
Some of those children
Prince Andrew was around him over a period of over 10 years, right? And this idea that he didn't see anything or wasn't aware of what this guy was like, notwithstanding the specific allegations of the 17-year-old against him, who'd been allegedly, she says, trafficked by Epstein to be with the prince. I mean, these are incredibly serious charges. And at the moment, I think he thinks he can do a BBC interview, and that's it.
And he described Epstein's conduct as unbecoming. Unbecoming? What an understatement.
Laid it down.
Unbecoming? I mean...
Well, I read a column saying it was a bit like, you know, unbecoming is like what people say when someone welches on a gambling debt. You become unbecoming. No, this is about actually something far more serious.
He was trafficking teenagers.
We're going to leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Thank you both very much, guys.
Good to see you.
We'll see you again tomorrow.
Be nice to see the Labour and Tory politicians.
Well, you know what? If the others won't come on tomorrow, Chuka, come back.
I'll come back.
Seriously. Happy to have Chuka every day.